Good afternoon.
She's here.
This is the Townsend Finance Committee calling the meeting to order at 4:03 p.m. And could I have roll call attendance for the Finance Committee members?
Geraldine Bazakis.
Mark Hussey.
Dan Grant.
Don Hayes, present.
Andrew, are you there?
Oh,
Put her on speaker.
there you go.
Okay.
Sorry. We did hear you, but could you repeat just so that the owl picks it up?
Andrea Wood here.
Thank you, Andrea. Meeting is here. We have a quorum. We are good to go. This meeting is being recorded, played here and also being played live on Channel 9. At this time, the additions or deletions in the agenda, we're deleting the reserve fund transfer request as none came in. We are going to postpone the omnibus budget review or change the cycle. Best to do that next week. There are changes to the omnibus that are going to be made for this in relation to the override vote and the school committee number. So I think today we'll go through the warrant articles and things that we need to take votes on for the special town meeting and then the annual town meeting lines so that we can progress with that. Any questions about the order that we're going to
None.
work on things today? Okay. I am going to share. I should be screen sharing and let's get to it. Okay. Annual town meeting I have
The
open.
wrong one up.
Yeah, I got the wrong one up. Let me go to the,
Special.
yeah, I'm gonna do special.
Thank you.
And, okay, so I'm sharing the special town meeting. Now, I guess the question, are we okay to bounce back and forth between files? Because I had just sent out, and we have hard copies of the file. We had done recommendations on many of these articles as they were presented in December.
Right.
As this is a new warrant, I think we should do a revote, make sure we still stand the same, in the same place. But I sent them out just so that we have the record of what we had recommended before.
Right.
So I was, Article 1, there's no financial impact, no recommendation to be made. That's just to see if the townspeople would hear any reports from boards or committees. And as far as we go, I don't think we do a report there. We'll do our recommendations on the sheet and it gets handed out. So that's that would be our recommendation to them. And it's the report. So it starts, Article 2 is the first one that has money associated with it. This is directly from the December 13th. And this is doing the paid access account transfer for the fourth quarter of FY22, which was April to June of 22. Is there any questions on what this article is?
I don't.
Okay. I think I need a motion. We should do a motion and a second and just like we're doing it from scratch, and we'll update anything that needs to be.
Then I'll make a motion that we, recommend Article 1 on the special town meeting warrant.
Okay, we have a motion to recommend Article 2.
Article 2 of my mistake.
Yeah.
Second,
Okay, and we have a second. Any other questions before we vote?
Nope.
None being heard, a vote, in favor would say that we recommend this article pass. Although, I'm sorry, I did have, okay. Okay, I'm good, I'm sorry, it's on our recommendations sheet that we send out that I have.
Right.
A question, so, so just supporting this, we'll take the roll call vote, please, to recommend.
Carolyn Bezikas, yes.
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
And Don Hayes, yes, and so the vote is in favor, with five in favor, one absent. Article 3, to see if the town will vote under Article 15 of the May 3rd, 2022 annual town meeting. So this is the one where we had recommended to move over $41,663 from prior warrant articles that had balances still being carried on the expense ledger. This is the same amount, that we had recommended before. This is an accounting correction so that we change the value of the line and the money that was transferred back into the general fund. Any questions on that specifically?
So we're taking back 11,000?
We're taking 11,000 out. We had voted to take 41,000 and transfer it over. But when we went to take the 5 accounts, one of them had less in it than anticipated.
Okay,
And so this is correcting that one line. This was retroactive salary adjustments was reduced by the exact amount was $10,703.55 lower than the balance in that account. So that reduces it to the 30,960.
yeah.
So this, again, this is just an accounting update to that article to,
Right.
and when the accountant went to move the money over, they could only move 30,960 over, so really just.
I'll make a motion that we move the 30,960. With the change.
Okay, make the change,
I'll
okay.
second that.
Any additional questions?
No.
None being heard, a roll call vote to, recommend that, this accounting, be corrected.
Carolyn Bezikas, yes.
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
Okay, and Don Hayes, yes, that will 5 in favor, 1 absent. The recommendation is that article is recommended. The next article, Article 4, just to see if the town will reallocate 28,258 from the sum voted on Article 9 on May 7th, 2019. And it's moving from recreation roof replacement to I'm sorry, it's showing, it's going into the facilities maintenance
Facilities?
account. It's going to the, yeah, it's kind of like,
Okay.
in this case, to do additional repairs on town hall, to do the stairs on the recreation
I
building.
remember this now.
Yeah, so it's kind of, the $50,000 did not, so the original, as we put in our recommendation, the original amount, if people go back and look at that line item, it will be $50,000. So they did spend about $22,000 on the roof and replace the roof. So this 28,258 that is being transferred is the remaining balance after that roof repair had been completed. And so we'll do additional repairs on the recreation building, and the remainder of that money will be used for town hall repairs.
All right, I'll make that motion
Okay,
to reallocate the 28,258.
okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion made by Jerry Rick, seconded by Mark. Do we have any additional questions?
No.
Okay,
It's plain and clear.
yep, then roll call vote.
Carolyn Bezekis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
And Don Hayes, yes, so that is 5 in favor. Okay, and just for the knowledge, so that we have it, in our prior notes, Article 5 had been the payment for a bill for the upgrade of the repair or the upgrade to the elevator in Town Hall. That article is no longer, because that was taken from the reserve fund transfer. And so that Article 5 from the prior town meeting is gone, so this Article 5 had been Article 6 in the previous. So this Article 5 is to see if the town will appropriate free cash or other available funds, $29,000 for paying unbudgeted increases to the town's general insurance costs.
That's general insurance.
The general insurance is, the general liability.
Okay.
Town, the building liability, autos, that kind of.
Yeah,
Kind of miscalculated that one, huh?
It was, if I recall that, it was an estimate had come in, but not the final quote.
You're right, right.
And so when the final bill came in, it was 29,000 higher.
That's, I read that, that's why I kind of said it's.
Yeah, it's preparing the budget the best you can.
Right, yeah, oh, yeah.
With the information available.
Yeah, there's more than one car, so.
Yeah.
you need a motion on that?
We need a motion on the current Article 5, to, recommend to the town, to, the finance committee recommends paying the,
Liability, the general.
the general, yeah, moving from free cash
General
to 29,000, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we, move the 29,000 to the general, to what?
Free
General-
cash to
Free
pay,
cash, okay.
free cash from free cash to, we recommend, yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yep.
Where is the, I was paying attention, but I was also trying to get out, so I wasn't
Mhm.
paying.
Yeah.
As good of attention as I should have.
That's,
Where is this money now?
this, the money is coming from the free cash we had certified, back in the January timeframe.
Okay,
So
all
this,
right.
this was the first, so Andrea, you're not in yet?
She's trying.
Okay. So if, I'm gonna jump over, I think I had the Excel spreadsheet. Article 5 was the 29,000. This is where we were tracking whether we recommended or not recommended something.
Right.
So this spreadsheet, so we started with the balance that they had, that they had come back and certified us with the $489,030. And once we recommend an article, we'll start deducting from that amount to look at it. And see how the balance of the free cash goes. So we'll continue. I'll get you that information if you don't get the opportunity to get into Zoom. So these are, if we go back to December, we had, when we reviewed articles, it was at the, I think it was 5 through 11 at the time. We hadn't validated free cash, so we held off on recommending them until we saw the free cash certification. So we voted on these in the January timeframe. So it is coming, so it will be free cash.
Okay, I guess the wording just sounded somewhat strange to me.
Okay,
Okay?
yeah. And when they make the motion, they may drop the or other available funds and just make it from free cash. I think the warrant as written.
Oh, well, no, that, when you make in the motion,
Yeah.
you are supposed to drop that and put the source.
Yeah, so that's what they'll do that at that point, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully, okay, so that was, okay,
2 votes in.
Yeah.
I don't think we finished.
no, we had a motion and a second, I don't know, then that was the question.
Mark
so-
and I voted,
Oh,
and
okay,
then I think it's
missed it.
just the rest of you have to vote, right?
Okay, I didn't hear the.
I'll
Yeah.
vote yes.
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 Grant, yes.
Or other available funds, the sum of 75,000 for the purpose of paying unbudgeted increases in energy costs. And so this is, again, a free cash line, taking 75,000, putting it into the facilities energy line so that they can continue to pay the bills for electric and heat.
Oh.
So
I have no choice, right?
Not really,
Right,
we
yeah.
owe the money, so.
Right.
now,
Turn the lights off.
yeah, if we stop moving, that happens in the room, so. We need to keep moving. So yes, this, yeah,
I'll make a motion, for the sum of $75,000 to pay the unexpected unbudgeted increases.
I'll second that.
okay. Okay, and that's, so the vote here is, if we are in favor, it is to recommend that we recommend this line to the town. Okay, any further questions? Okay, then being heard, we'll, vote on the motion to recommend.
Gerald Bazikis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrew Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
John, I
Yeah.
have a question.
Okay. Yep. Right, they consolidate, the electrical consolidation.
Aside from that, you guys always like to give always give always right. cost for that year?
We made an increase over the 75,000. I think what we did is we went to 125,000 on that line for next year. The reason being, because it's the original 75 and this 75 would take us to 150. But we will have the full year of the energy next year. And so, they went to, it's under facilities, and I believe they went to 125,000 with that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's 120, it is 125,000. Yep, so the increase is there so that we, we won't be trying to take free cash for that next year.
Well, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. That's when we'll start turning the lights out and turning the heat on.
Well, there is a building that is notoriously lighted, overlighted, all the damn time. You could use a little turning down,
An article for that.
Okay.
Right? Electric board?
Maybe. Okay. So that, I'm sorry, we had voted 5 to, did we vote? What was that?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
both
yeah, we
all
did.
in favor.
Okay, yep. We kind of, I just hadn't written it down to get it. So yeah, we hope, that we're hoping that we weren't, and we don't need to do that next year. Okay, then moving on to now Article 7. This is to see if the town will vote to appropriate from free cash or other available funds in the treasury the sum of $25,000 for the purpose of paying expenses for the accountant services. So this is
This isn't the one we're gonna
No,
do.
that was 10 grand, the other one.
okay, so there's the explanation goes in this 25,000 is a total of it's a total of 2 lines. There's $15,000 for the overage for closing the books last year and $10,000 for the accountant line for this year.
For 23.
For 23, yeah. So the 10,000 for 23 was the fact that we had budgeted 80,000 for an accountant and pretty much 23,000 for the health insurance. Because this is a contracted position now for FY 23, the $10,000 is so that they can pay out of the accountant line the salary for Melanson for this year. And then, as I said, the 15,000 is the additional services over the contracted 35,000 for last year.
And the contract was not to exceed, right?
The contract was an estimate, but
It was an estimate, it wasn't,
it was an
Okay.
estimate, and the contract said if the work required is more, they'll talk to the town and an additional bill could come in to cover it, and that's,
Because I'm looking back.
I remember
we
reading
passed the
that,
10,000.
that last
No.
line.
What happened, where the confusion came, was when they made and the confusion was largely increased by me, and I'm sorry about that.
no,
But I asked for the contract.
Yeah.
And he posted the original letter, which said that it would not go beyond.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
The actual contract they signed
Mhm.
didn't say that.
Right.
And so we do owe them that money that was in the contract,
Mhm. Right.
that the board of selectmen
Yeah.
signed.
Huh, there's your problem.
They should have held them to the original offer. I don't know why they did.
Yeah,
They love to give money away.
Mhm.
Now, is this changed from the other article? Because I thought the other one was only for 10,000 and we knew about the 15.
No,
It got combined?
it got combined,
Okay.
like the other article.
Yeah, okay.
Kinda like,
Why have a contract?
well, you try to, you do try to cover yourself with the contracts, but in these cases, we miss.
Somebody doesn't know how to read. Oh, Board of Selectmen, that's right.
Well, the statement of work, needed to make sure, and when maybe we didn't have somebody that could recommend what the total number of hours were gonna be and the and again, this was in preparation for the audits that were happening, one
Uh-huh.
and one for the auditors. So if the auditors come in and ask for more reports than they're used to providing, that's where the additional work came in.
Should that have been written in,
Yes,
It is likely, you know.
I understand people have changed,
Yeah.
but, I don't know.
Again, sometimes the requirements of auditors change
Mhm.
and they look for additional information, so there's additional work that has to be done to prepare the reports that they're asking for.
it was a 40+% increase. That's a little more than just a minor error
Well,
or minor increase or minor change.
yeah.
43% or something like that. I forgot what the numbers were, but they were, it got close to 50% over. Oh,
One
Yeah.
thing,
if
Is
you
that-
were,
I agree, they should have accepted it and put the original offer into the contract, which they
Mhm.
didn't.
Yeah.
They signed it off as a usable rate, like Mary said, but it's all said and done now. No
yeah,
matter what
Yeah.
a mistake it was, it's a mistake made. The only way we can correct it is by paying what is owed and getting on with business.
yep.
And as we sign the next contract with Melanson for this year, we did bring this up to them as when you sign that contract, make sure, to ensure that we know who's responsible for what work. Now that we have the assistant, town accountant in the position, or we will have an assistant town accountant in the position when FY 2024 starts. So,
All right, I'll make a motion if we're ready
yeah,
to appropriate from free cash the sum of $75,000 for the purpose of paying unbudgeted increases. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, the one down.
$25,000
I was gonna say,
for
no,
the purpose of paying expenses for county services.
okay, and do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. Any additional questions or discussion? We still have quite a bit of the write-up, that is still relevant to it,
In the old one?
Yeah, in the old one, so,
No, it makes sense, no.
if there's no further questions, roll call vote, we recommend. If we're in the affirmative, we're recommending that this bill be paid from free cash.
Carolyn Mazekas, yes.
Mark Hussey, yes?
Andrew Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
Don Hayes, yes.
And go over and done, it's going right, move on.
Pay the bill and move on, okay. Next is Article 8. This is to see if the town will vote to appropriate from free cash or other available funds the sum of $7,500 for the purpose of installing a new heating air conditioning unit in the town clerk's vault.
I'll make a recommendation for the 7,500
Okay,
for the installation of the, AC in the town clerk's vault.
I'll second it.
okay. Any further questions?
What kind of system they're putting in?
It's a unit, I don't know exactly the brand, but this is this controls the temperature and humidity in the room so that the documents that it's protecting don't, deteriorate over time.
Right, okay,
And so, right now, the unit that's there is being serviced, or acting up, so they're looking to replace it, and so it's not, just a simple air conditioning unit, it's controlling the humidity is a big part of
right.
the work on this one.
Okay.
We do the vote now?
Yeah.
Okay, Gerald Bazikis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes?
Andrew Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
And Don Hayes, yes. A new Article number 9. To see if the town will vote to appropriate from free cash or other available funds the sum of $10,000 for the purpose of the repair of the Council on Aging library roof. At this particular time, I just looked to see if we had a quote for this work. And I was told the original roof contractor has been working with the facilities department and it appears as though they may repair it at their cost.
So is this,
So-
Put the thing up.
This isn't removed, this is not removed, per se, where it's being left on there because it still hasn't been determined that we won't need this money.
so what are we doing, no action on it?
We have done similar in the past, where we have an item and we say, if this article is no action required when we get to town meeting. If they,
So we would vote on it, and then if there's no action, it's null and void.
it's null and void, so, and we can write up our recommendations that way, it's kind of like, it's really required, we don't have the quote per se, we don't have an invoice to back up this amount, this is an
Okay.
estimated amount.
Yeah.
Based on prior knowledge of what a similar repair would take, but if we do come in and we don't need to do it, then if it's take no action, we're okay
But
with.
should we vote on it without
We should.
an invoice, or?
I don't know.
Well, that's the piece, it's kind
Yeah.
of like, but if we don't vote on it and the bill does come in, how do we pay it without having allocated the money?
Oh, I guess if we could put it in as if needed, or if, we need to put some wording in there to protect ourselves, never mind.
I mean, even if we vote yes, and it comes in at 15,000, we still gotta pay it.
We still gotta pay it.
So
but
where's that come from?
even the extra 5, that might end up coming from reserve fund at that
Yeah.
point, because we'll be in the FY 24, unless they do it this year. Everything, through reserve fund.
All the repair.
Because we still have a couple months in the year. If it's a bill and we have a roof that needs repair, this is the place to do it, but if we take no action, then the recommendation is to do this new.
What do you think, Andrew?
You expect me to think.
I was trying to hold it.
No, I think we should support it because I think,
Yeah.
John's reasoning is more than reasonable.
Yeah. But how old's the roof?
This becomes then, it would be on an article, we have the money on the article, if it's not expended next year when we get to, either the special in the winter or to the annual next year. This is one of those where we make a motion to bring it back into general funds.
Right.
So if it seems as though that's gonna get to be for something we do on a regular basis now, is to go back and look in the expense reports or the expense budget and see what's been used or what's been out there for a long time. And if there's money in those articles and we're not gonna use it for those purposes, that we put it into an article and bring it back into general fund. So this sort of is the placeholder for that, and it's sort of free cash, but I wouldn't want to do it a lot of times, but one article I'd say is probably okay to have 10,000.
I
All right.
don't argue with that problem.
I'll make a motion then that we appropriate from free cash $10,000 for the purpose of paying expenses for the repair of the COA library roof and installation.
I'll second that.
Okay, any additional discussion?
Who will have control over this? Selectmen?
No, I'd say this is facilities at that point, because Rob is involved with the contractor right now in doing those discussions, so I'd say this is a facilities line that they would
All
take
right.
to repair. the
We should
facility.
ask him to keep us updated on that.
Mhm, yeah. Yeah, very good. Okay, one more time for any additional questions or comments?
All that.
Okay, none being heard, the roll call vote, please.
Jerome Mazikis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrew, would you?
Sam Grant, yes.
And Don Hayes, yes. Okay, next Article 10, to see if the town will vote to appropriate from free cash or other available funds in the treasury the sum of $11,000 for the purpose of paying one-time expenses and the first annual fee to revamp and update the town's website. So,
That is fun, right?
well, this would be a special article to redo, and then next year it will be in the MIS budget as the ongoing fee to maintain, just like the Civic Plus site is in
I
that
don't
budget.
think that the MIS company that we have will not have anything to do with the webpage.
No, they won't, but it's in the budget line in IT.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, so they're not doing it, they're not hosting it, this is like Civic Plus, who we use today, bills us for the hosting fee, and the licenses on an annual basis. This $11,000 replaces the Civic Plus, and the
With
hosting.
someone else?
It's going to somebody else, so the Civic Plus is in the IT budget, this is the line to pay for additional labor to redo, the layout and the structure of the webpage. Try to bring it into a little more modern look.
And, do they take care of it during the year then, or things,
Um,
how does that work?
That's the webmaster budget line. So the webmaster, budget line maintains it and posts it,
Okay,
as well as the departments that need to update the calendars, like town clerk would update the calendar. So there's still work, the same work that's done today to maintain the website internally is there. This is the external part where the software is hosted and how the world sees it. This is not a server inside the building here anywhere.
so, but this takes care of the doing of it for the whole year?
This, Well,
Is it just a,
Wow. I mean, this is like putting on makeup to go to a party.
Well, there's a lot of makeup needed on this site. You can't get in without swearing your life away.
Oh, all right. I've never
Yeah,
had
this
any
is-
problem that, no, I don't.
Yeah, they're-
no.
they're trying to get it, there's been at least in some of the surveys that were done with, master plan, I remember that people were complaining that it's difficult to find things, the links aren't good, the links aren't kept up to date,
oh, that's true.
and the information isn't there. The idea here is that by moving away from Civic Plus, we're going to, have a website that is more user-friendly and people can find the information they're looking for easier than they can today.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
Well,
We have a known quantity,
Yeah.
and we're going with a one that says maybe we can make it better. But until it's done, you won't know whether it's better or not. I think,
it,
I actually think in as tight as times are right now, that this is just makeup. This is just, it's totally unnecessary. But that's.
Yeah.
What would happen if you didn't do anything?
right, we just continue using the Civic Plus as we have. So this is $11,000 more than you'd have for something else.
What's it cost us annually now?
Well, this $11,000 isn't the annual price.
It's not,
No, this is the one-time fee to do all the work to
to make it look
to
better.
migrate it, to set it up. It's kind of like, there's a lot of setup hours and setup work that goes with it.
And then they turn it over to us?
Well, I'm sure there'll be testing and things, so that, they're not just gonna go about it on their own, there's gonna be work back and forth to say, how do you want it to look, when you click this button, where do you want it to go? It's kind of like, there's a lot of design work that goes along with creating a website. So the bulk of this money, the $11,000, is to create the new website. The ongoing hosting and maintenance is probably 25.
Well, it's the hosting that I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Not the internals. The internals are fine. So for me, as far as it's concerned, I don't see any need for changing. And yeah, it's difficult to find things, but so is every place else you go for the first time. But my security system here on my home system basically throws up a red flag saying visiting an unauthorized website has been prevented. So I've got to go down and I got to click, show details and and say trust it anyway.
Yeah,
Okay. And I'm sure that other people looking in here have the same thing. There are new hosting services available, possibly even for cheaper, because I've changed hosting services in order to get rid of this problem on my own sites. I didn't change my sites in any way, shape, or form. I just changed hosting, and now you no longer get this sign saying you can't go into my own sites because they may be untrustworthy.
right.
It depends on you whether how much or whether you have a security system at all. But that's one of the things I would be looking forward to, and the only thing that I think is really important.
Looking in the notes we had last time, the ongoing annual charge will be marginally higher, $200 more than Civic Plus annual fee.
Right, so that,
And the change is intended to improve user experience, easier updating and interface and hosting service.
Yeah.
Making maintenance less cumbersome.
right, so that's, those were the pieces that they were trying to justify it with, is the, updating the interface and making the maintenance less cumbersome than it is today, so.
Well, obviously for me, the interface, in order to go talk to you guys every week, once a week, I've got to, step through all these hoops in order to get in to click on the Zoom meeting. And that needs to be repaired.
So are you saying recommend it?
I'm not sure what they're doing, so I can't say either way. When I get into the Townsend's website after these several steps I've got to go through to get there, I have had no trouble getting the information I've needed from the
Mhm.
town. If it can be improved, probably I wouldn't have any objection to that. But this is a lot of money just to end up with the same thing we've got as far as, not being able to get in when it's pretty easy to do so and probably get a cheaper hosting at the same time.
Well, we gotta get moving. How about if I make a recommendation that we, vote to approve and we can vote it down? Everybody speak their piece. How's that?
On town meeting floor?
No, right now.
Right now, continue to recommend this as we had.
Right. That's what I'm gonna recommend. We'll vote on it. What do you
Okay,
say?
So we have
So
a
you're
motion,
gonna recommend, I'll
Yeah.
second it.
a
Okay.
motion on the floor to recommend this, article and pass. And motion by Mark and seconded by Jerry. We've had quite a bit of discussion on this. Any additional discussion or questions?
Well, what do you think, John? I mean, I'm not a tech savvy person, so I'm looking
Yeah.
for advice here.
Yep. 11 grand.
It's 11, yeah, right now it's 11 grand, and if we're looking for,
Save.
if we're looking to save, then,
Can we always come back? Could it be brought back in
We
can-
can they come back at a different date?
they,
the fall?
Yeah.
and then the other, they could come back in the fall, but we don't know if the quote will stand that we have today for the price.
Yeah.
Well, that's
The other
fine.
thing to remember too is that we're only recommending.
Right,
So
that's
we
right.
know there, if all those people on various surveys said it should be improved,
Mhm,
they can vote it in anyway.
Right,
that's right,
right.
so,
So this is just,
Or the other way too.
yeah, our best thinking on this article.
right, and again, I think it's something that, I started doing in the fall, or in the December, was putting in what our vote was, just so that people could see how we felt, whether it was unanimous or
Right.
whether we were questioning some of it too, and had it, that's the thing, we don't have to be unanimous all the time
Right.
on our feelings on a subject or an article.
Well,
And again, we are getting tight on money, so,
Right.
is this something that's absolutely
Is it a
critical
necessity?
for the town? Is it a necessity for the town?
That is a necessity I have no gripes about, but how they're gonna do and what they're gonna do, and that's a heck of a lot of money just to manipulate a website. I don't see any reason to rebuild it from scratch to make it easier to navigate. That should take some time. But, $11,000 worth of time?
Yeah, it's the platform it's on. It's not a transferable platform. It's not like you have an HTML file and things with JavaScript behind it that you're gonna just bring over. Civic Plus is a website how it creates pages is different than other typical, commercially available source code. So it's kind of getting away from Civic Plus, get you away from their tool set and how you build it to something that's more commercially available, and easily maintainable. So moving away from it is one thing, and it's kind of like in making it easier, but do we have you know, and our webmaster is probably gonna be the best person for manipulating it. I don't see the rest of the town employees being able to create additional pages and links and everything that needs to be done.
We vote?
Yeah, a lot of talk. It's kind of like,
Moving in circles.
yeah, it's kind of like this one is, there, so just looking to make sure I get the right article. So in this case, a vote in the affirmative is to recommend, this article pass. We recommend this. So knowing that, please vote, please.
No,
Okay,
Mark Hussey, no.
Andrea Wood, no.
Sam Grant, no.
okay. And I'm gonna be the dissent and say yes. So,
Go ahead.
yeah, it's gonna,
and let's,
so,
the town can vote.
and the town can vote.
Right.
And all that this says is 5 and, not recommend. It's kind of like, so this will be
5, 1, and 1, 1
Uh,
after, right?
4, 1 and 1.
Oh,
Yep,
4, 1, and 1, I'm
Yep.
sorry, yeah.
it's kinda,
All right.
okay, going on to Article 11. Article 11 is voting to transfer the sales of Watson Cemetery to Summer 15 for the purpose of ongoing upgrades. If I look at the old, we did vote on this one, so, there is no impact, as we had stated in our recommendations, there's no impact on taxes. This is taking it from a revolving fund and funding specific purposes for the ongoing upgrades, maintenance, and repairs to the cemeteries.
No, I'll make a motion that, they sell $15,000 for the purpose of ongoing upgrades to the cemetery.
Okay. So
I'll second that.
Okay, so we had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? None being heard. Close in the affirmative will be that we recommend that this article pass. We recommend this article.
Carolyn Mazikas, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
And Don Hayes, yes. Okay. Okay. Next, Article 12. This is in the water department area, and
We didn't vote on that last time, did we?
we did, because, when we look at these articles,
Oh, I see, okay.
had no impact in tax impact or additional taxes. And is reallocating funds approved at the town meeting for and repurposing for the different purchase. So
Okay, yeah.
this is, Article 12 is $25,000 for the pipe fusing machine had been approved, and we're looking to take it. Use that money to help buy this water
Radar thing?
ground penetrating radar.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then, oh, no, sorry, it's kind of like this one. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's taking the 25,000 and bringing it to 2 places. They're doing a dump trailer for 15,000 and the ground penetrating radar for 10,000.
I'll make a motion that we reallocate the 25 to the 15 for the dump trailer and for the 10 for the water penetration.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we had a motion, to recommend and a second on that motion. Any additional questions?
Nope.
Okay, then voice,
Okay, Gerald Mazikas, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
And Don Hayes, yes. Okay, next article is, to see if the town will vote to reallocate $2,797.37. A portion of the sum voted under Article 12 of the May 3rd, 2022 annual town meeting warrant. And they're moving it from the 36-inch water printer scanner to the water enterprise. They're moving it to the ground penetrating radar.
Isn't that what we just voted on?
Yeah, they needed
Okay.
2,000 more.
They-
Oh, all right.
So
okay.
there's, I think, a total of 3, maybe 4 funding sources for the ground
Okay.
radar. The first one, we had seen this, they had put a budget, they had presented an article for $10,000 and they were able to purchase it for less than the $10,000. So this is the money left over from the water,
Oh,
that they're reusing,
Yeah,
to help to pay for the, penetrating radar.
I'll make a motion that we recommend moving the 2007-97-37 from the 36-inch plotter scanner to the ground penetrating radar.
second.
Any additional discussion?
No.
None being heard, roll call vote.
Gerald Mazeikis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes?
Andrew Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
Don Hayes, yes. Article 14, this is the last,
Wasn't that?
this is it for the ground penetrating radar.
Okay.
So all of the money that we've used, they need an additional, this article to see if the town will vote to transfer from Water Enterprises retained earnings the sum of $5,000 for the purpose of paying the remaining purchase price for the ground penetrating radar. So this is the last, they're taking it from Water Enterprise. There's no tax, no additional,
Okay.
to the water takers even. This is just, taking it from their retained earnings fund and putting it and buying the equipment that they're looking for.
I'll make a motion to transfer money of $5,000 for the remaining portion of the ground penetrating radar unit.
Second.
Okay. Any
No.
additional questions,
Oh,
discussion?
Forward.
Voice vote?
Gerald Mazeikis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes?
Andrew Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
Don Hayes, yes? Thank you. Yes. We continue, okay, Article 15. To see if the town will vote to transfer from Water Enterprise retained earnings the sum of $50,000 to repair and maintain the data, the supervisory control and data acquisition system, or take any other action there too. Again, this is not no impact or additional taxes. This is a request for the Water Enterprise Fund to repair their system for the reporting and control software.
I'll
Right.
make a motion to, of the $50,000 to repair and maintain the SCADA.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
System. Okay.
Okay, so we had a motion and a second. Any questions, discussion?
We have just one piece of this, I think.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased to see somebody worrying about the maintenance of their equipment.
Good.
Yes, I've had conversations with Dave, and there are a great number of things that he is doing to maintain, and ensure that equipment is in working order. And he continues to impress me that we are looking at that site. Thank you, Dave. I see you on the line. Let's see. Um, and,
Would you go on it?
it's good. Yeah, it's kind of like it's good that somebody is, paying attention to it and looking out for our interests, that we'll have water and all the resources and operating, infrastructure needed now and in the future.
And Jerome Bezikas, yes.
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrea Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
Don Hayes, yes? We're good there. Okay. Article 16. This is the first time we've seen this one this year.
Hmm.
And so this is to see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash or other available funds in the treasury the sum of $262,131 for offsetting the snow and ice deficits under the Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 31D. So this is our
This is our debt.
This is
So,
our
yeah, we
debt.
don't want-
It's kind of like we had our snow and ice removed, and we've had road treatments.
But the, salt went up considerably this year, is that what they said?
Yeah.
Salt has gone up, big time. When we look at the budget, next year has been adjusted, and I think they're double to triple the amount that they had in the salt line.
All right, I'll make a motion that we transfer from free cash $262,131 for the purpose of offsetting the fiscal year 22 snow and ice deficit.
Second,
Okay, so we had a motion and a second to recommend the snow and ice article. Any questions, discussion? None being heard, an affirmative vote will have us recommend that this article pass.
Jerome Bezikas, yes.
Mark Hussey, yes?
Andrea Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
Don Hayes, yes. And based on what we had just recommended,
I saw that too.
and again, this is just based on our recommendation, that there would be $80,399 in the
Left.
left in free cash.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, this is just a special. We have we have the annual town meeting to see if there's any articles in there to,
Okay.
okay, so quickly jump to that. We're at 506, and I know we're trying, let's go back here.
So this Article 17, do we have to vote on that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't, let me go back. No, there's 3 other articles, and I believe they are all zoning.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And we
we
don't.
don't have to
recommend
vote
zoning.
on those.
All right, I didn't think that was.
Yeah,
was any
no, I
more
didn't.
for us.
Yeah, so general bylaw adoptions, Article 17, 18, and 19. But there's one more, I forgot, Article 20. So, Article 19 is to see if the Board of Selectmen will enter into a new 20-year lease agreement with North Middlesex Regional School District for the Spalding School.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Did we vote on that last time?
we did not. This
Yeah, I
is
didn't think so, yeah.
This is new. So Article 19 and Article 20 are new. So, I don't know that there's no dollar values mentioned. Yeah, so I don't know if this is very financially
What the hell?
Well,
relevant.
we got to sell us, get someplace. We don't want to be building a new school, so,
No, we don't want to be building a new school.
so I think this is
Yeah,
That makes sense, that.
yeah. Do we want to recommend that they enter the lease? Or not recommend?
I would recommend. Do I have to make a motion? to-
Yeah, we'll make a motion that we recommend
Okay,
Article 19.
all right. I'll make that motion to recommend Article 19, please.
I'll second that.
Okay, so regarding the lease of the Spalding School to North Middlesex School District, we have a motion to recommend and a second of that motion. Any further discussion? Then I would look like a voice vote, and in the affirmative, we are voting that we recommend this article pass.
Gerald Bazikis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrea would know.
Sam Grant, yes.
Okay, what is it?
Okay,
There's one more, right?
done.
Probably understand why a brand new school, high school, would need to leave.
No,
Oh, no,
this is,
Grade school.
No,
Oh, no, no.
Spalding School.
no,
This is Spalding School.
this is the regional school district. The regional school
Right.
district is leasing Spalding, so they're not leasing the high school, they're leasing the,
I know,
okay,
but the town, even though we speak of the school being, it comes under them, we're totally responsible for the expenses at our grade school.
yeah,
The regional, the thing that's really regionalized, though, is the high school. So, the way you read it, it was the region, the high school, wanted to lease the grade school.
no,
I don't understand it.
if I said that, I said it wrong, it's the North Middlesex Regional School District, is who the lease is with for the Spalding School. So it's not the high school, it's the school district itself that,
Which we're part of, so we can lose.
Otherwise you have to build another school,
Right.
you know?
right, so we want to,
I can't understand why. I don't think it doesn't work for me, I'm sorry.
Is it because we own that building?
it has to be because the town owns the building, so they have to
Right.
show a
They do.
Because
lease
the school,
to the regional
But
school.
regional school owns all the other buildings.
Correct.
That's why there's no lease, right?
Except for Peter Fitzpatrick and Beckler.
Right, I mean, if they
Same
use
here.
them, they must have a lease with
Oh,
us.
yeah, but Patrick is no longer an operational school. Because the driving school is over there now.
That's
They
right.
rent the space and it's no longer under their control.
Right.
Yeah. Right, so they wouldn't have a lease on Peter Fitzpatrick anymore, but they would have the lease, Barnum Brook,
Mhm.
Not
Why?
Not this statistic either, it was just Peter
The
Fitz,
town owns it
it
apparently.
was just Peter Fitz at the time, which is
Okay,
no longer.
so the elementary school?
It was just Peter Fitz, it was grade K through 3,
K through 3,
Yeah.
so,
and now it's, I guess they're all going over to the, wherever they go.
I know, it's kind of like I'm losing track of the two schools.
I know,
So all right, if we have a lease, where's that money go? It's income.
It's income, so it really just have to go in the general fund if they, and again,
Does that have a show in the,
show some things, I don't know.
certainly not in, not in any income we're showing on our sheets.
no, it might be grouped into something else. We
Yeah.
can,
See, I'd like to know though, if that's,
See, Ashby owns their school too, that, I don't think that, they're building their own school too, right?
Okay,
no, they want to renovate it.
Renovate it,
I know we're,
but they're
Yeah,
responsible. for it.
yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so that has, all right.
it did, but do we have more questions?
Oh,
Do we have more questions that we want to reconsider this and find out exactly what it is and what the lease would be?
Will there be, there at town meeting, right?
Yes.
So,
The school district will be there at town meeting, as they usually are,
yeah,
I would expect. But we can also speak to Eric and give a little more background.
That might, yeah, that might be a good idea. Do we want to rescind this?
Yeah, it's kind of like, we have a motion to,
We'll call the, superintendent, too. He should be, the superintendent should always be accessible by the own department.
Okay. Then I guess I would entertain a motion that we cancel the vote on this and get more information and rewrite next week.
all right,
Okay. I'll make that motion that we rescind this last vote, so we get more information and vote again on it next week.
all right, I'll second that.
Okay, so a vote in the affirmative is for us to really take no action, to rescind the vote and, get more information before we vote on this article and meet next week.
Gerald Mazekas, yes.
Mark Hussey, yes.
Andrew Wood, yes.
Dave Grant, yes.
John Hayes, yes, so we're looking for more information on Article 19. And then the next article, Article 20, was on the supplemental budget, and this is voting to authorize the Board of Selectmen to convey a fee simple or lesser interest in the land or buildings at 97 Main Street. My understanding of this article is that by doing this, we show that the town is trying to sell it and we are not, and the town is not responsible for cleaning the hazardous waste.
Was that the old gas station?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I swear we both voted on this last time, no?
There's been a lot of talk about this
yeah,
thing, and I thought the land was quite contaminated. I thought it was cleaned up quite a while ago, and wells were put in, monitoring wells, to see that if there was anything left, if there were any plumes, and there weren't any problems. But I believe that if we sold the land, and it turned out there was a problem,
mhm,
we would still be responsible.
mm,
I don't think you can pass off that way just by selling the property. Now, I think we should get rid of the piece of property because nobody's using it? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But to say we're getting rid of it to limit our liability is not true.
no, it's not to necessarily limit the liability, it's to if I understood it right, if we're not trying to sell the property, then we would be responsible to clean it up right now. But by trying to sell it and identifying that those conditions exist, the purchaser would be responsible.
Right.
Do we want to get more information on this also?
No.
Brown land,
Okay,
brownfield. If it's proven to be, if it can be proven to still be contaminated,
mhm,
I do not think we can sell it
okay,
legitimately.
so,
The laws around that sort of thing are really strict and prohibitive and vast. I don't think this is something to really, I don't think enough investigation has been put into it maybe for us to go ahead. Although, as far as if the land is cleaned, it'd be nice to get some use from it.
sure, yep, agreed, yeah. So let me get additional clarification. I know Eric and Adam had been working on this to make sure we were we were covered, and then, so we may have voted, I don't even, I don't remember voting on it because I don't know that it was.
I've heard it before, maybe
Yeah,
it's,
we've
you know,
heard,
We talked about it before.
yeah.
You were-
I
Yeah,
think
we
so.
did.
We
Yeah,
may not have
we
voted.
did talk about it because this was on the supplemental, so there were
Yeah,
two additional
yeah.
articles added in January. And I didn't have any notes on them to pull in, so. So I don't know that we voted on it last time.
Right, okay.
It's here, it's an article, we'll get more information.
Yeah, we'll vote on it next.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to annual town meeting.
That's that, right?
Yeah, that's it on the special. And I had not identified anything in the annual town meeting yet, so I'm just gonna scroll through to see if anything catches my eye. I suppose we have to vote on everything anyway on it. Okay, we are sitting at 5:20. Generally, we try to end at 5:30. Rather than get started on the annual, do we want to adjourn and start with the annual next week?
What were we planning to do next week?
Next
The
week,
omnibus, I think.
yeah, next week is pretty much,
You're not gonna have time to do both, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
How many articles in here do you, a lot of this is budget.
a lot of it's budget, but if we started Article 3, these are the revolving funds.
Yeah.
And this would be, taking a vote to recommend the recommended spending limits in them.
Oh, okay.
And these are the same spending limits that we had voted
Voted before.
last year. But
The same deal.
yeah, these are the same. I was trying to, and again, maybe
I don't remember seeing recycling. Was recycling in there last?
recycling was in there last year.
For the spending limit?
Yeah. Let's see if I can get the payment. If I put it in. Yeah, I didn't make any notes on mine.
Is the Board of Selectmen meeting tonight here?
Let's see what's here. Board of Selectmen and Planning Board joint meeting at 6:00.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do have a meeting.
I don't think we can get through everything between,
What if?
Now and then. we
between the
took it
budget
home
and
and-
articles in one sitting.
Reversed on it? What if we took it home and we reversed on it and tried to
Go
blow
through.
through it next week?
You get that whole budget to go through next week too.
I know.
It's too much.
Do we do 2 nights next week,
Available, probably.
Tuesday and Thursday?
I could do
There's nothing on Thursday, same time, the 4:00?
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Yeah. So this will be April 27th.
So we're meeting the 27th and what? The
25th is our normal Tuesday nights. So we got the 25th, and then that would be an additional meeting on the 27th to get through both of them.
Okay, 15:15, I should be back. An extra 30 minutes or 45 minutes will, highly likely.
I can't.
Both of them are iffy, but likely.
Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing from Mark, he can't make it on the 27th. Is it just the early time?
Yeah, I wouldn't be, I guess, I got, like therapy, from 4 to 5.
Yeah,
I'd be coming in late.
okay, I'm gonna throw it out there, I don't usually do Fridays, but Friday the 28th,
What if we did Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 nights in a row?
Tuesday.
I can't do Wednesday. Good.
Okay, how about Monday and Tuesday?
We can do Monday.
That's the annual election.
Oh, my God. I'm gonna be here anyway. Oh, wow.
And then when's town meeting?
Town meeting
The
is the
second,
so you got Monday, but that's
oh, we can't do
tight,
that.
yeah.
Unless you wanna come at 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, no, I'm gonna be here at 6:30.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
okay, hang on, let's,
Wow,
we're on the 18th, the Energy Committee has something that, we can't do it on the 20th, it's too soon to post, to get everything done and posted, for a meeting. 21st on Friday?
I can do it Friday. We're out of here at 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can make it, yeah, Sam, does Friday the 21st work for you?
I, that's a high probability, but I like that whole week, I can't guarantee, except, there's a 45-minute squish time between where I should be home and when I can be home. So, yeah, that's a great possibility of it.
Okay, so Friday the 21st, which is 3 days from now.
Right.
Okay,
All right, yeah, yeah. It's coming first, but
So
yeah.
the 18th and the 21st?
yeah, today and Friday.
Okay.
The only thing I see on the schedule is last day to vote, so I'm hoping that TCAM will be able to get us to Zoom and I didn't ask Andrea, is Friday okay
It's fine, yeah.
okay, so we'll do the Friday at 4 PM and then Tuesday at 4 PM again.
Right.
Okay.
So that's our schedule and we'll break them up as best we can and either do the budget first on the 25th and then, I'm sorry, the 21st. It's kind of, maybe it's this, it'll be the special, all of the other articles other than the budget, for the annual town.
For the
meeting.
annual, right? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll do that on Friday the 21st
Okay.
and then on Tuesday the
We'll do the
25th,
budget.
we'll do with the budget.
All right.
Okay, Tuesday the 25th is the Army bus, right?
Yeah,
And then this Friday,
this Friday will be the annual town meeting article.
The
yeah,
regular.
okay.
The rest of it, and that'll give me the opportunity to run through it and identify articles that,
Yeah, that'll probably go quick.
That'll
for
probably go
Friday
quick,
night.
I would think, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
so that's
good.
probably the way to do it, do Friday.
Cut it in my days. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of like.
All right, yeah, I can deal with that.
And
Okay,
town meeting's on the 2nd, right?
Right.
town meeting is on the 2nd. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's kind of, okay, anything else that needs to be brought up as new business?
Not I.
Okay. Nothing new to be brought up, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn at 5:27 PM.
I will make a motion, we adjourn at 5:27 PM.
I'll second that.
Okay, and do, roll call vote, just to make it official.
Gerald Mazakis, yes?
Mark Hussey, yes?
Andrew Wood, yes.
Sam Grant, yes.
Don Hayes, yes. With that, we are official, we're adjourned, and I'll work towards getting the meeting set up on the 21st, so thank you, and we'll see you then.
Thank you.
You all.
Thank you.
Good night.